Hello, my name's David. I'm studying architecture at the University of Liverpool. One of the great things about studying on the course is the tutors and the academic staff we have here. They're just really helpful and attentive. So while you're doing your projects or your work, you can always talk to them about any issues you're having, and they really do help guide you through the project. It's also great that we have academic staff from all different sort of subject areas. So we have staff that are fields in their experts of environmental design, and we have staff that are like good at filming and model making. So you can really target the person that you really want the expertise from. We have great facilities at the University of Liverpool Architecture Department. We have light boxes to do any drawings and drawing boards. We have large format printers, scanners. We have a computer suite. We have studio space, so you can work in studio, and the environment in studio is really what can help you through the course, because you're really mixing with people and chatting about the work that you're doing together. We do have a mixture of independent work, and we also get to work in groups, so there's good variety of work, and working in the studio can be really fulfilling because there's a lot of people in that space who are doing the same projects as you and going through the same experience, and you can really call on them for advice and support, and help each other out. So there's that really good social side to architecture. One of the great things I have experienced on the course is being able to go on great trips, which has really helped me expand my knowledge of architecture in a wider sense, in places that I wouldn't have expected to go, and mixing with the rest of the sort of studio groups, seeing people and chatting to them that I wouldn't usually get to see. So those trips are really valuable. So on the architecture course, we get to get our hands stuck into varied amounts of projects. So I've done projects in sort of rural locations like Formby Beach, to projects in the urban city centre of Liverpool, and different types of projects, from sort of office buildings, housing projects, nature reserves. So we get to do different projects, and we get a choice of what we get to indicate a preference of what we'd like to look at. Throughout my time in Liverpool so far, I've had the chance to do very diverse range of projects, from a GP surgery and co-living accommodation in quite urban settings in Liverpool city centre, to something more rural like a nature reserve in Formby. On each project there's a real process that we go through, a design process, so we get our hands stuck into different areas. We go out to visit the actual site if we can, and try and soak in what we feel like is the best response to it. We look at the social wider implications and the context. We look at environmental construction. One of the great things about studying in Liverpool is the freedom that we're given with the design on our projects. So obviously there's a sort of framework we go on when we're doing a project, but if we're interested in a certain area, like the technical aspect of the design or sort of a political theme to it, then we're allowed to sort of explore that as part of our design strategy. And the way that we present the work is also quite free. So if you like to use a computer to do your work, or you like to be quite traditional and hand-drawn, or make models, so the opportunity is there to do what you like to do. My favourite thing to do on the course is model making. I like to use models as part of the process, so I make lots of little models as part of development, to get the idea from a concept to final design. I have found the course to be quite demanding, and it is quite intensive on the workload, but at the same time it is really rewarding when you see a final project finished or a final model presented. So I really enjoy it nevertheless. We do have a freedom with the way that we work as well, so if we like to use computers, we can do, and if we want to stay in more traditional methods like hand drawing and model making, then that's fine too. Generally in the first couple of years I've found there is more of a focus on the traditional side. In first year, we're advised to do that hand drawing and model making throughout, and then it opens up a bit more in second year and third year. We have tutorial days to speak to the tutors about our projects, and sort of designated days to work on those projects. And then throughout the week we also have lectures, so you get to listen to lectures from different subject areas, from construction and structure, environmental design, the history of architecture. There's a real diverse range of topics that we get to cover beyond the actual design element, so that's really enjoyable too. Overall, I've had a really fun time studying at University of Liverpool so far. As I've said before, the academic staff are really good. I've got to do really fun projects, and you're in a city with such a good historic and diverse range of architecture, so it's a great thing to have on your doorstep. In Liverpool, we've got the second highest number of listed buildings outside of London, so we've got that real historical architecture on the doorstep of the university. But as well as that, the city's really expanding, and we've got modern architecture popping up all over the place, so you can really explore the city and find architecture and be inspired by it here. I hope you consider architecture at the University of Liverpool. It's a great place to study, and I really hope this video has been worthwhile to help you make a decision.